I'm going to show you how to execute an almond nail with perfection. First step, we're gonna take our form, and when I place the tab below and I pinch this, I need to make sure that I'm not gonna create something way too long, right? Stiletto-ish. So I'm going to pinch this almost halfway down, just like this, right? I'm gonna try to minimize the length of that free edge so I can create that active length almond shaped nail. When I open this up, I wanna make sure that when I'm coming down, I'm gonna be able to rotate this up so you can see just with my form, I'm only gonna be able to build it out to that point right there. Okay, so this is gonna help you guys, right, control the length by over pinching the front end just a little bit. Okay, now this is really important. To get that clay-like consistency, I need to submerge my brush. I'm gonna bounce inside. I'm gonna release the liquid from the back side of my brush. When I set it to the front, I want clay. So for me to get this to the corner, I'm gonna walk this from the top, get it even with the side, walk it from the top, tuck it into the corner. See how I'm at an angle? Back over the top. Look at this, how I'm from the top part of this bead, I'm walking this so I can join it to the corners. Now, once I have it in this position, I have to be able to shape out that really pretty almond shape. I can brush the product out, and I can continue to work on the free edge. The beautiful part about our traditional acrylic system, you have a tremendous amount of workability. I'm just gonna round this off, right? I'm trying to create a nice rounded, right, almond shape. I'm not gonna go super oval. I'm not gonna go super long and create stiletto. I need to, again, create a free edge. It's going to remind us of an end of an almond nail. And this is really important to get that length, to be able to get that shape built out before we do our overlay. Okay, so you can see right here on top, I have it connected to the corners. The shape of an almond for me, the edges round down to the edge. They're not gonna be dead straight. So we need to make sure that these round down to the center of the nail. Okay, once I have that established, we're gonna do our overlay. I'm gonna submerge my brush. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna grab myself a nice healthy amount. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to release. I have plenty of time to get the tip of my brush at the back end of the cuticle area to get it as tight as I possibly can. As the product is moving down towards the stress area, look here, from the front, I start blending. Wipe my brush. Right here from the side and the front, I start blending, wipe my brush. I have enough product here, if picked up right, where I can continue to brush through all the way to the very, very tip of the nail, right? And then I could use the body of my brush to kind of manipulate some of the volume all the way through, but I feel like I was able to accomplish the overlay in just one bead with this active length shape. All right, we're gonna move on to the next nail, but in this situation, we're gonna wait till this dries so that we can file it into perfection. Once the product sets, what we have to be able to do is pre-shape the form before we actually start to take down the bulk with the electric file and do our file finishing at the very, very end. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna make sure I round down my sides towards the center of the tip, right? So I'm rounding down, I want to curve down. I don't want them straight, right? I want to be able to try to keep that nice almond shape. You can see as I'm maintaining a straight ledge all the way through, trying to keep this as centered as I possibly can. To get my sides even, I'm going to line this up at the lowest point. I'm going to file up and then even with the growth channel. Boom. That way we have a great extension from the end of the growth channel all the way out to the very, very end. Another way is turning a hand by the side. You can see this part of the lower arch is a little bit, again, lower, so I'm gonna line it up at that lowest point, keep it parallel with the growth channel. Contact, 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 continue to file until I reach the end of that growth channel, and I'm gonna have really, really straight lower arches that extend from that point all the way to the tip. All right, so this, again, I'm looking down the barrel, making sure that everything is dead even, all right? Now let's take down bulk with our electric file. So at this point, I'm gonna put on my safety bit and turn the electric file to about 13,000, 14,000 RPMs. I'm looking at the side profile. I want to reduce a little bit of bulk down that back end, coming down the upper arch. 7/3 of my barrel all the way to the tip. I feel like my upper arch is in great shape. I'm gonna look down the barrel of the nail, all right? All right, let me try to shape, all right? The free edge, the C curve, as even as I can from side to side. Great, done. I'm gonna look at the side. From the very, very top profile, right, from here, I'm gonna position my finger here. I'm gonna take down a little bit of bulk around that cuticle area. And then follow through the balance of the nail to reduce the remainder of the bulk. Now what we're going to do is use our hand file for perfection shaping. All right, so again, I like to start at the cuticle area, work down the left side. I'm going to go around the cuticle area on the right and then come down the right side. All right, getting this as even as I can from side to side. And then last but not least, what I want to be able to do is look down the barrel of the nail, right? So we pretty much have a great kind of almond shape here. Last but not least, I want to run my hand file from the top end down the barrel of the nail to try to get this as even as we can from this perspective. All right, as you can see, before we put protein bond atop this, built a nice, beautiful almond shape. I'm gonna put protein bond over the surface, and that's gonna prevent any of the top coats or your gel polishes from chipping on the surface. You're gonna see what it looks like when the top is cured and oiled. It's gonna look absolutely perfect.